subscribe to the channel, man. Straight up. Because I'm really sticking my neck out there to give y'all this information, because this information is sensitive. Because a lot can be made up out of what y'all just heard. Now, I'm not alleging anything on anybody. I'm not saying Maxine Waters was involved. You know, I ain't saying she crooked. I ain't saying that Jay Prince is in bed with the DNC. I ain't saying none of that. But you can draw your own conclusions, because just like the Republicans felt at that time, something wasn't right. You got Jay Prince, a black man, had 2 cases dropped by the feds because of political pressure. There wasn't not guilties. Then you got the officers who was investigating them at this time end up with charges because this letter that was hand delivered by Maxine Waters, basically alleging racial profiling of Jay Prince and the rest of the crew. So what they end up doing with this officer is they end up putting him on desk duty. So it's a number of ways you can look at it. Is it that Jay Prince was that smooth that he knew that if he can prove it, put a case against the officers, that'll make them not be able to investigate him, because now it's like a retaliation type of thing? They bias? Conflict of interest? Or is it something different? That's the question. Is it something different? Then in the first case, it was right on the heels of that epidemic that happened in the 80s. So it's a number of things that you can, number of ways you can, you know what I mean? Look at that. A number of conclusions you can draw. You got this epidemic going on in the 80s, and we all know what that was about. Then you got Jay Prince in Houston, which the feds was alleging was doing this thing. And then these guys get almost all the way up the chain. All the way up. For them to get a call by their sergeant or the lead in the investigation to tell them, stop. The case is done. This is crazy. That's why Charleston White said,
I just got the call from the Houston's mayor's office and the gang unit police department in Houston, Texas. They are scared of fire to rap a lot. And this is what I'm telling the Houston Police Department. Y'all can suck my dick.
He tried to backtrack, and say that, no, I was just talking. Y'all believe anything. But after reading this document and after the stuff I just seen and what y'all just heard, I believe him. It all starting to make sense. Why he was able to go on Millionaire's Worth of Game and say the things that he said. He basically put a charge on his son. But nobody's held accountable. I'm real intrigued to see what's going to happen with Takeoff and DJ Pat. I would expect him to get a not guilty. Or at least get a self-defense. Let me know, man, how y'all feel about this, man. What's up with Jay Prince, man? Is this considered beating the case? Did Jay Prince really beat the feds? Or was it something more nefarious? Now, it's like I say, I'm not alleging anything. But I got questions. And I'm sure y'all do have to listen to this.